Season is upon us. Welcome back. We all want a stress-free holiday season, but sometimes that's a lot easier said than done. So today, we want to talk about some easy things you can do around your home. Right now, that should make things a little bit easier once you start having to host people. So joining us live this morning is Finamore, Home Director for Real Simple. Erica, good morning. Welcome to New York Living.
Thanks for having me.
You know, we talk about, obviously, stress, and one of the things is just getting the home ready and people coming to that home. So give us a tip for creating space now before the madness begins, so to speak. What should we be doing?
So I think there's a common misconception that you start decluttering and organizing in January, when really if you give that a chance right now, you're going to be doing yourself a huge favor come the holidays. So what you want to really do is make sure you're going through your items to make sure you have room for new things you might be getting. So take a look through your closet. Are there things you haven't worn? Can you donate them? Is there that shirt with a tag on it from 3 years ago? Everyone's got one.
Oh, we sure do.
But get rid of that. Go through kids' toys. If they've outgrown them, donate them. If there's a toy that's missing a piece or something, you can still probably recycle it. So go that route. And then books for kids and adults. Go through. Make sure you're tossing anything or donating anything you're not reading, so someone else gets a chance to.
Right. So it's sort of having some foresight to what ultimately is going to go.
Right.
Let's get rid of it now before the new stuff comes in, so to speak. All right. So the holidays, a lot of people go into the kitchen. You've got to deal with the kitchen. They've got different guests coming for different things and cooking. How do you prepare that space as well? I know my kitchen counter is kind of a disaster right now.
It happens to the best of us. I like to say start in the pantry. Everyone likes to organize their pantry. A week later, it doesn't look quite as good. It happens. But, this is when to do the deep dive. So you're going to go in, you're going to, toss anything that's expired, that's been open for too long, might be stale. And then one of Real Simple's big tips, decant everything. So, food packaging, it's not pretty. It takes up a lot of room.
True.
And you can't really see what's in there. So
this is another thing, yeah.
We've all had that happen where we're mid-recipe, we reach an ingredient we thought we had more of than we do, and we have to do the panicked run mid-recipe to the grocery store.
Exactly.
This helps you avoid that. So you're going to want to decant everything so you can see at a glance just what you have.
And the same type of thing, I guess, decluttering, because there's mail all over. I have other things that don't really belong in the kitchen, but that was the only available space.
Right.
How should we handle that?
Yeah, so I mean, people always end up in the kitchen no matter what. So you're going to want to make as much counter space, like you said, as possible. So remove all your small appliances, bring them down into the cabinet. Any ingredients you're not really using, take those out of the equation too. And then mail, report cards, any of those things, put them in the office, take them out of there as well. And then, make sure you have things that you're going to need for hosting. So like, food storage containers. You're going to be sending people home with leftovers. Do all of your sets have tops and bottoms?
Right.
Do they match?
That's true. That's a good point.
If not, you're going to need to order a couple new ones
Tupperware will be out
fast.
big time.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned about, as basic as this, cleaning the stove and the oven, because they're going to get a little more action too.
Yeah, and wiping down the countertop. If you don't have time to clean everything, those are the three things you should
get them out of the way.
Right.
Okay. So let's move to another area of the home. The entryway. Everybody has to come through here, but often, again, there's a lot of stuff, shoes, umbrellas, things laying around. How do we handle that?
Yeah, I mean, it's, it packs a punch because it's the first thing your guests are seeing when they walk in.
Right.
So the first thing you want is to make sure they have room to put their coats. They're going to come in, take off their jackets. Do you have a hanger for them? Right. So if your closet's already overflowing with your own jackets, just move a couple of yours upstairs or to a place guests won't see for a little bit.
Right.
So they can make sure to take theirs off. And then the shoes, no shoes thing, let your guests know immediately what your stance is on that. We've all done the awkward shuffle where we look around and are trying to suss out, right, like, can I, should I? And yeah, so just let them know, put them out of their misery. And if you are a shoes off household, make sure there's somewhere to put them.
Yeah, should you have one of those, like, shoe trays?
Exactly,
I've seen those.
boot tray. Okay. And then we always say it's nice if you are doing that to have either slippers or, socks, something ready for your guests who maybe wore mismatching socks that day, weren't quite prepared to take their shoes off. Just something to make them feel
more comfortable. I like that. I like that. Yeah. What about getting the guest room? Maybe somebody's going to stay over, one or two. Got to get that prepared. What should we look for there?
So, I mean, if you have a guest room, don't have a guest room, the first thing you want to do is clean all the linens, make sure you have all of them and the towels. So make sure you have all the pillowcases, everything together. And then if you do have a guest room, oftentimes it's a room that we don't go in as much. So what you're going to want to do is go in, make sure everything works. Run the faucet in the bathroom, turn on the lights, make sure everything's functioning the way you thought it would. And then make sure you have a power strip available because the first thing people go looking for when they get to a place is an outlet to charge their phone. So just make it easy for them, have that out. And then, if someone's couching it or using the Aero mattress, test those too. Vacuum the crumbs out of the couch. We all have it. Make sure it folds out, and then make sure the Aero mattress inflates, because there's nothing worse than doing that at 10 p.m. right down.
Not working. Somebody's sleeping on the floor tonight.
Exactly. Unpleasant.
All great tips. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you.
Hopefully some of the stress gets removed. But you know how to handle it.
Yeah.